On days when bronze time is prevalent, Skyside's noble scions and captains of industry show greater appetites for risk. They make more ambitious plans, and some make the best of the day's projected stability to undertake business trips outside of AlkenStar via their private fleets of ships and dirigibles. A daring few even visit Blythe College, the city's legitimate supplier of spellcasting services and magical goods, where they make discreet inquiries and unusual commissions of the college's mages. Yes, magic does exist in AlkenStar, even if it is at a set time and a set price. The High Parliament often chooses such days to hold sessions and debate motions, while members of Parliament vote and filibuster to profit allies and oppose rivals. Scribes furiously pen the day's proceedings into meticulously annotated Hansards, and the day goes on. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Pathfinder's Outlaws of AlkenStar that we are trying to, at least on the player side, convert to the new Pathfinder 2 core rules. The All Guns, No Glory podcast. Do you guys like that? For those of you watching the video, my double hat. So you pull off the good cowboy hat and there's the black evil hat underneath. You like that? No? The double entendre? Yeah. Speigler got it.
What were you talking about in that blurb anyway? There's like a bureau of people that inquire for magic and stuff?
There's rich people, the movers and shakers. When the whisper sheets say, you know, the weather's clear, no crazy mana storms are coming in, everyone gets very ambitious, like, it's a good day, it's a sunny day, let's get out, let's get shit done. Because when the storms are coming, everyone battens down the hatches and magic gets crazy. The Blythe College actually has magic users in it, but they're practically on lockdown half the time because of the unstable magic in the region. So they're kind of a novelty, is what they're saying. And on a good clear day, the rich and the famous all run over to the college and have them do all kinds of crazy ass shit because magic is rare and unusual to this culture.
Okay.
Right? Someone might just get them to go Leviosa and they'll watch their feather tickle their ass. Like, you know, like... Right. Or it'd be like, can you lightning bolt my rival Ed and have blow up all his machines? And we're like, come in the back and we'll talk to, you know, the hooded mage, right? The hooded one. Guys, when last we left our heroes, there was a battle. But I want to go back in time just a tiny little bit. As you can hear from the ambient music, earlier, not today, but yesterday, a character who goes by the name of Jonah. He is your average street urchin, smart lad, trying to make a way on the streets, you know, spends his day begging, doing the best he can. And when he retires to the day, and the day's over, he has a sweet spot in the rafters, hidden away with some neglected storage of a particular warehouse in the region. And this stowaway, resident or squatter, as one might say, has observed the warehouse's owner or occupant for quite some time. Unaware that eyes are upon him, Quasana works diligently away and rarely goes to his own attic. Remember the stairs or the ladder I pointed out, Speigler, in last episode? Rarely goes up there to get the odd bibber bob, and the boy can easily hide. Yesterday, getting some bad rat meat in his stomach, the boy fell ill and collapsed with a fever practically outside the door. When a local do-gooder pranced along, the boy, blurry with fever, looked up and wasn't sure exactly where the voice of help was coming from, and when inquired where the boy lived, not thinking clearly, betrayed his secret hideout. With some effort, this diminutive do-gooder managed to coax the boy not just into the warehouse, but into the safety of the ladder, where he has watched over him for the last 24 hours. Now, Jonah is much better, and probably doesn't freak out when face to face with... Please welcome Matt Witt, who cameoed at the end of Season 1 as a certain swashbuckler everyone has now become a fan favorite. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Hello, and thank you.
So, for player reference, we have Matt Speigler, our gunslinger construct. At work, and because there's 5 Matts at work, we constantly, and you've noticed here in the show, we call Matt Speigler or Speegs. Now I must cement this because we have another Matt that I'm so used to calling by his first name. And so, just so the audience knows,
Jeff's
Speigler,
just
Speigler.
afraid of the hot Matt on Matt action.
Welcome
Yes.
to Matt on Matt, the late night podcast.
You guys just interview each other. Everyone buying into the title's really disappointed. You guys just talk to each other. How was your day? Another interesting fact about you, Matt. What's that, Matt? Yeah, I bought it. I now live in a house next door to the house you used to deliver to. They were literally talking about this 5 minutes ago.
It's absolutely
So, guys.
true.
Yeah. So, guys. When last we left our heroes, you guys were fighting a mechanical swarm. Matt, in the rafters, and so that they can just react as opposed to reacting if and when you show yourself, could you describe yourself to Jonah when he first becomes conscious and you exclaim, you're trying to look after the kid and we'll be on your way soon?
I'm weird. I'm just going to preface it with that. I am a dog centaur.
He's a
doll.
puppet. He's playing the puppet race, which is some. Yeah.
You remember those, like the creepy 1950s, like clown dolls? They got that kind of porcelain looking exterior, but they're like lacquered wood. I'm like
The howdy doody kind of.
yeah, I'm one that you would find at like a goth Ren fair. So I'm like, I'm a quadruped with a upper torso that is humanoid, but my head is like a chihuahua's head, and all porcelain and chip paint.
And you're like 2 feet tall or something. You're like tiny.
Yeah, I'm very small, very, very, very small.
Okay.
Like not even 2 feet. I'm gonna say like 22 inches.
All right. So first, I think that this doll is possessed, and then the boy curiosity, since you don't attack him with your weapons, the boy is curious about what you are, and you get this all the time.
For
Now,
sure.
if the audience, more than some of my own players here, will remember Matt playing in Headshot the Rot, which was the sign-off episode for Joseph Davis and his Catfolk inventor character that's currently, I'm not saying he's not coming back, you never know what's going to happen in season 2 or 3, but is currently written out of the show and is left at home base to help our resident NPC pain in the ass alchemist, Gadaby, research and work on stuff. And having an inventor and alchemist helps these guys afford better gear and make it themselves for crafting. Least we could do. And asking Joe Davis, what do you want to do with this character? This is what he said. He doesn't go off. He stays at home, helps you guys get cheap shit because he's a rule bender and makes GM's life worse. Bugger.
Love it. Love it.
That's
He's
cool.
a great ally.
Yeah. And even in my absence, the rest of the party will get cheap gear because I can use my inventing skills to help them upgrade their gear. It's like, yeah.
So basically, like I said, centaur, chihuahua.
Okay.
Is the closest.
You guys see the picture in the heads up display for the for Fantasy Grounds?
Yeah, I've got a whip coiled at my waist, and across my back I have an interesting looking weapon, half gun, half short sword looking thing. Do you remember Final Fantasy? I think it was 8.
Gunblade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a gunblade, effectively, and mechanically in the game. which is so cool. And thank
Yeah.
you for letting me take the good loot
No.
from Headshot the Rot.
because of his size, like the handle sticks forward on his Centaurian hip, and then the length of the little horse body, the blade and holster goes all the way to the back and sticks out past his tail. It's like he's got a sidebar, like he's carrying scaffolding. Like the thing just runs all the way along his little body for him to carry it strapped around, but he can pull it out, shink, and you got the whip. All right, so getting back to my itchy scratchy battle of tiny little things. Did we identify these?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. They're basically
trappers.
Mausers.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. They look like mechanical frogs, all with steel trap mouths, and you can literally see the little tongue plate like a mouse trap that if you push it, or if they push their mouth over something, would trigger it, and they would snap. These things are clinging to you guys as you try to step out of the swarm, doing persistent damage, which we managed to dodge. They have weaknesses to certain things. You guys have discovered the weakness to area of effects, electricity, and such not. You guys are finding that although bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage is less effective, there is one of the three that's a little bit... let's say the damage sticks a little bit better than 50%, or 50% as opposed to like being 25 or just having huge where you guys are doing nothing. And the battle rages. As this battle has played out, these guys have made noise. You come and peek. You don't want to be exposed, Manbrio. And by the time you act, because they've taken things down within inside of 3 rounds, by the time you're like, do I leave the kid or do I help or whatever you want to do with your own sense of justice, swashbuckleriness, it's been over. Poof, done. Oh, okay. And you observe and you hide. And these guys are looking everywhere. There's even a construct with a laser eye that's scanning the ceiling and looks at a ladder and looking at the floor, and they don't trust anything. So best just for you to shrink back.
I
in
don't
your
blame
corner.
them. I've played under you for a while now, Jeff. I wouldn't trust anything either. So I'll keep my distance and I will, spend my action economy on hiding and perceiving.
Okay. Until we get to a point where they go into a room. There's a bunch of noises. The party is split. Only half of them comes out. You don't know if one of their members have fallen until spells start coming out of said door. One member left the building, closed the door, and you think he'll be coming back to help any moment, but he doesn't. The dwarf doesn't return in time, and this clockwork swarm spills out the door and is just engaging, and as fast as these guys can back up and throw spells and gunfire, it's engulfing them, and it looks like they start to lose. And there's that pitch point of they're all down like half their hit point kind of thing. The swarm's been taking hits, but it's not getting damaged quick enough. And you do the math, and oh no. And at the top of the round, it is Blaster Valentine's turn. What do you do, Blaster?
Take a 5-foot step to the other side of the sandbags.
Okay. With difficult terrain or any obstacle, you're not allowed to take steps. It's considered a stride.
Or could I use...
Okay. However, since the optics... since it's so thin, if you can give me a decent acrobatic check, I will allow this to be some like kind of flip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So instead of a free stride, the price is a decent acrobatic.
Tumble through, baby.
Yeah.
Commando jump with the 29.
Nice. Yeah. You ever see those automatons where they actually just fold in half like a slinky, and then the back comes right over top, like they almost cheat their way over obstacles, right? He folds himself backwards in half with the hands, and then
he turns into a Tars from Interstellar.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
I originally based my character on a Star Wars commando droid, the regular droids.
Yep.
Your picture's behind you. That's really cool.
Yeah, you can see it in my.
Yeah, that's the guy wearing a trench coat from the new Outlaw game, but it's cool.
Yeah, I think he looked so cool. It's like, oh, that's a perfect character for like a gunslinger automaton.
And you have just impressed L-Manbrio.
1 action down, 2 to go. What do you want to do, Blaster?
So, because I'm outside of the swarm, am I able to move without proccing the thing where they attach to me?
Well, looking up said swarm, as a reaction, you leave their tangled space. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Now, a step technically does like strides do, and other things do not. So technically, with your amazing acrobatic of 29, hand waving the overrules, I am going to have to look into more core rules about this, but you do not provoke with this action.
Okay.
You manage to pull some acrobatics where you surprise them or move in a way that they don't compute that you're just moving away. You kind of go vertical and then flip over and So yes, they're not clinging to you. What do you want to do?
I want to move just a little bit further north away from them.
Okay. So as a second action, you're
Is that
stepping into
difficult terrain?
Yes, but not if you go diagonally if you first stride. So you could go 5 and then 15, 10, 15.
I don't want to go
20,
too far, though, because the range on my laser is only 20.
Yes, and now they have cover from the sandbags. Right?
Yeah.
So unless you're adjacent to that cover, they will not have cover, right? But as soon as you step away, now you're 10 feet from them, these little buggers all have massive cover because of sandbags. Because they're tiny and they're on the floor. Like they're wide, they're not tall, right? So
yeah, this is true.
would you possibly want to go west? Like out here and try and take a shot, you know what I mean? What's your movement? 25 feet?
Yeah.
10,
But I have to be
15.
I still have to have them within 20 feet.
Yeah. If you do the big L, right, you got 15 feet on them, you got a clear shot. You're not necessarily targeting PAIZO either.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Okay. Well, as a player, you've told me your intent. As a DM, I've shown you a way you can execute your wishes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not spoon feeding what he's doing, guys. It just he wants to do something, and I think I can see it.
Yeah,
in
you
his
got
brain.
it.
Okay. So 5-foot step acrobatically to get clear. He swishes 4 squares, 20 odd feet to the west, and then corners it and comes around. And now he's beside one of the dock fingers, and he's 15 feet away from PAIZO and the swarm itself. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna for flavor, so I run over there, run over to this square, and then slide into place, and then laser beam from my eye.
Sure.
That is a hit for 25.
Yes, sir. And damage?
Small damage. 2 points.
2 points. The red beam warms the floor and cuts through them, but it's just such a cool look where the beam is thick enough that it just starts shredding and catching little legs and a couple half bodies, and the swarm itself only takes 2 damage, but you actually wipe out a handful of individual swarmites. And it is now L-Manbrio's turn. They are fighting the good fight, my swashbuckler. Would you aid them, or would you let them have their own glory?
So, as an overview, because I've been paying attention,
Okay.
how would you say they've been doing?
They haven't
would
done
my
anything to
help
turn.
be essential to them? Do you think I could help them turn the tide?
They're beginning to lose.
Oh yeah, then definitely.
It's 1941, not 1942. If you catch my drift.
Yeah.
We just fought those other 3 robots or whatever as well. So we got our butts kicked, and then we kind of beat them.
This is actually fight number 2. They took a beating from this thing, and they all came together. Now their cleric mechanic guy left, and they woke up another shitstorm, and they're on their heels. They're not on their toes.
All right,
That is
so
definitely.
Where in the rafters am I at this exact moment in time?
I would place you. Hang on. I have another map actually for that.
Do you really have a rafter map?
I do. Not a raptor map. Don't get excited. A storage loft map.
I like it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
And if I put Manbrio on it, you see this?
Yes, I see that.
Okay. So on this map should be a ladder down. Ladder down.
I do not see the ladder down.
Okay, so possibly it's more like you see
Top
the
left
one line.
corner.
Yes. Yeah, there it is.
Top left corner?
Yep.
Okay.
So, you know what? I might be able to sort of superimpose you. Yeah, so you're over top of Drew, technically. The ceiling of those rooms that are not as tall as the warehouse. So you have the warehouse, which is a big expanse, and then you see these little side rooms, right? Those side rooms are built up 8 feet, and then they have a flat roof with a wall, and that's the loft.
Oh, okay.
Right? So if I put this map like right over top and line up the ladders.
And what's the height?
Right?
And the
It's a good like 10 feet up, at least 10, 12 feet.
Oh, I could survive that.
Let's have a look here.
The smaller you are, the further you can fall.
Exactly.
What do you want to do?
So I would say I will drop down.
Okay. Did you want to, what's your movement?
Dude, I have crazy movement. So without panache, I move 35.
Yeah. Okay.
With panache, it's 45.
Right. So if you want to hide, but yet be unobserved, you can't be at the ladder peeking over because that's where they would look up.
Yeah.
The cool thing about this loft is he set it up that the loft only looks 10 by 10. But if you push your way through boxes, you find it's actually much larger. Right?
Okay.
So placing you according to the map, the probably best vantage point is here. Right?
Where's here? Don't
Can you
see
see that?
me.
You don't see you on the map?
Okay. Oh, yeah. I do. Yep.
Okay. So if we're
Which in
counting
relation
square
to the
symbol,
map below?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You are 30 feet from the ladder, which puts you 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That puts you directly over the second door up from the bottom on the main map.
Okay.
Okay. So since the loft is irrelevant, I'm going to place you here. That's where you are looking over.
But I'm up 10 feet.
But you're up 10, 12 feet.
Okay. Perfect. Yep. That's great.
Now, you can shoot from up here. +1 to hit, you shoot straight down. But you have also noticed that the Construct's gun is ill-effective, and now he's using a heat ray. Because these things seem to have some serious damage reduction against piercing weapons.
Okay. Well, that's
But
good.
if you
I don't do a lot of piercing things.
No, but if you want to remain hidden, gunshots might confuse. They just might think it's coming from their friend.
If it looks like they're losing, I don't think I'm too worried about staying hidden.
Okay.
And me coming down and drawing attention down there will definitely take attention off of Jonas.
Okay.
So I think it's it's not a bad. I don't want these guys to lose the good fight.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
I will drop down. Now I have the powerful leap feat.
Okay.
So I've got some pretty good jumping action. I might be able to drop myself into.
Did you want a soft target to drop onto?
I would like to put myself into a flanking position.
Like north of this going on or south of this going on?
So yeah, just north of. So basically, where PAIZO is.
Yeah.
North. If I could even land on the sandbags, I'd be okay with that.
Yep, that's probably your softest landing.
And I will give you an athletics check.
Acrobatics is what I think you need to soft so that you don't take the big splat of, 6 points per
Well,
5, 10 feet.
jump for distance, and then athletics for sticking the landing, or acrobatics for sticking the landing, I think.
Well, don't forget that this thing has an edge. Like you can run along a raised wall.
Oh, I don't even have to drop right away. Okay. Oh, then I got tons
so
of movement,
that's what I thought you were doing is you were like
10,
running
15,
along it.
20,
You know how you used to
25.
run down the dock, but instead of going
I'll
off
just-
the end, go off the side?
I'll just run down the ladder. That's a pretty good position. That's flanking.
Sure. Okay. Run down the ladder, but you don't want to hit the floor. You want to jump onto the bags.
Yes.
Okay, because your problem is your size and the sandbag ring gives them cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly, which was kind of what I was thinking. So yeah.
Yep.
In and down.
Yep. Okay.
And I am going to trip the swarm.
10, 15, 20, 25.
You're gonna love this because swarms. I think
gets you to-
they've got I think it's immunity to prone. You can't make a swarm prone, but there are other effects from trip, like making them fall over, and also giving me panache. So as long as this swarm is not immune to trip in the description, that's what I'm going to do. So run up, drop down, and trip these mofos. And I do have a trip button somewhere.
Funny enough, does not. They're immune to non-lethal. A whole bunch of other stuff, but not trip. So what you would have to do is, instead of grabbing a leg and going yank,
It's just
you
like a
would have to
massive sweep.
yeah, you're like literally sweeping your whip like a snake sideways across floor and getting under a dozen little legs, flipping them over like pancakes.
Yep.
Okay.
Oof, not a great roll. Oh, but except they critically failed, so sucks to be them. Or, yeah. Let's go. With a 13, they critically
Trip
failed.
activity. Yeah, but is that your roll or their roll?
I make the roll. That's their
our
save,
reflex
yeah.
is 24.
Really?
Yeah, but you rolled a 13 against our 24. Yeah, our reflex is 14. Add 10 is 24.
Yeah.
You missed it by 10. That's on you, dude. That's
So I
it
lose
telling
my
you that
balance and fall
you
and land
critically
prone.
you critically failed.
So,
'Cause
skitter, jump.
Yeah. Yeah.
Olé!
In Matt's defense, he's used to being the spellcaster where he doesn't get to roll shit. It's always the FGU rolling for opponent
It's true.
saves. But no, this is you. So you run along the beam,
Yep.
right? Down the ladder, and with 2 moves of 30 feet, place yourself in position. Now, about that
Oh, one
acrobatic
move,
athletics.
dude. One move. 30 feet is in my range, my friend. I can do it.
Okay. 30 feet puts you from 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,
Well,
puts you at the top of the ladder.
35 is what I have
Okay.
in movement.
Okay,
Yes.
so 35 would be 30 to the ladder. 5 would be your outward jump, because you can run 35 feet and jump, right?
I would assume so.
Okay, so where's your jump roll? We got to stick the landing before you.
Did I put it in there? Did I not throw a...
Yeah. I don't see
Oh, I
it.
did not. I did not.
Yeah.
My bad,
So
sir.
here you
All
are.
right.
Here,
So-
here he is, feet outstretched,
Athletics.
twisting in the air, and as he
Athletics is
descends,
jump. There's my jump.
As he
19.
yeah.
To stick the landing.
yeah, that's good. As he descends,
26.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this little corkscrew of a figure, and he's, you know how like upside down they always take the shot. He's like almost at the ground, and the whip comes flying out and snakes the ground, right? And hits the sandbag.
Yeah.
Catches the sandbag. It explodes back at him, and it gets in his eyes, and he just he sticks the landing, but then the bag hits him, like the debris from the bag, and knocks him on his ass.
And I am prone.
And you are prone. Once, yeah. That's funny.
Run, jump, swipe,
Yeah, you get one more.
and I will
You
get
wanna
up.
Get up. Any flavor catchphrase on that train wreck?
Well, the Olay comes when I'm cracking the whip,
Just, my friends, I'm here to help you.
and then it's a oh crap.
Is it L-Manbrio or L-Inebriated?
Yes, I mean 6 of one, half dozen of the other, my friend.
Nice. And that's you, sir, which brings us to the swarm. Oops. Why did that jump? It's my turn, damn it. The swarm. Well, sir, you horribly miss. The thing that's hurting us minusculely is too far away for us to swarm both of you. Though I do think we will swarm towards it. But we're still, like, gangstering, clawing over poor poor Pylo. Can I have a reflex save 22 for basic damage, sir?
That's me.
That's a you.
Yeah. Reflex, you say.
That's a you. You're looking for a 22.
Is a natural 1 for a 12.
That's a natural 1 as you take crit damage on 2d10 as these things start finding joints. This thing has no flesh, bones. They start getting in the rib cage and finding joints and pulling your clothes, which actually is too much for the stress of your bones to hold together. And you take 4d10 and take. Oh my God! Look at all those ones. You are so lucky.
I couldn't see. They're in the tower.
What's that?
4d10 damage?
Well, 2d10. 2d10 is credit. The base damage was 7 and 5. The 2 crit dice came up 1 and a 1 on a d10.
Sick.
We don't call him Horseshoe Pylo. To tell you the tale of how we won the rodeo. Yeah, that was Pylo. 14 points of damage.
God,
Pylo.
Things, man. Holy crap. Kicking my ass here, guys.
We have movement. We have snapping jaws. They damage you, and as a lasting effect, they actually try to trip and tangle you, because if we can get you down, then they can swarm you even more. A creature in the trap draw space took damage. We actually damage you, which activates another effect. It's not a reaction. It has to be an attack, so I'm using my third action attack. But the setup was we actually got a hold of you and did damage, which we have. And now, a 10 athletics self-roll versus your athletics fortitude to try to flat-foot you, if not make you prone.
So I need athletics or fortitude save here?
No, we're attacking you.
We're okay.
So what is your fortitude save plus 10? Because there's a base of 10?
17. I'm a plus 7 right now.
Okay, so we need to hit 17. And where's my guy here? Our athletics is plus 6, plus 10 to trip and tangle. Okay. So I need to hit 17. So basically, as long as these suckers roll a 7, you're going down.
Oh, man.
That doesn't say.
Is it not one of those abilities you can use that automatically does the math?
I'm trying, but I clicked on it and it just said, I try to do it. Anyway, I roll a 9, plus my 10 is 19. We managed to make you flat-footed, trip you, entangle you, and make you prone, sir. So now, Pylo. It is actually Charwin's turn. Charwin.
That?
No, they're just knocking you over.
All right. Let's see. Let's move towards the doorway. So I will move southwest, get right into the doorway.
Yes.
And then we will try Caustic Blast one more time. So I'll create an acid bubble, and instead of doing it overhand, I'll do it underhand this time.
Softball.
I'll try to aim just to the south of it so I don't hit a pile of bones.
Okay.
I really hope that's Pylo.
This is... You doing a splash, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, target the actual swarm, or I can do it for you if you want. Right. Yeah, cast your spell and we'll see what happens, but I can see the clean shot, so you should be okay. Because if you throw past it, and then it...
Failure.
17. Okay, so this is us doing a saving throw against you.
Yep.
That's a fail. So, yeah, so you hit the weapon, you hit the damage.
Damage for full damage, and 3.
3.
D8.
Yeah, not great. Not bad.
And then splash damage. If
Right.
it still has some weakness.
Now, here's the thing. If your target, even though I had you target them, right? If your target is the square beyond them, we're only going to take the splash. We're not going to take, because we're not in the square you're targeting, right? So your choices are target the corner square and PAIZO and them take additional splash damage, or you can target the far square, as I thought you were. We don't take those 3 points, but we will take splash damage because you're splashing all around.
Let's see.
But we'll take splash damage twice because there are 2 adjacent squares, and we take splash damage in every square.
Oh, so I actually have to select a node, it looks like. So
This
let me
damage
draw
equals extra,
a
doesn't it not?
square.
Last fight. Last time.
I'm sorry, Troy, I can
And-
barely hear you. What?
Sorry, if it's an area of effect attack, so it would also deal extra damage to these guys, correct?
Yeah, so it's a 5-foot burst, and so that 10-foot rectangle or square I put in, that's
Yeah.
where I'm aiming. And so it hits
Okay.
2 squares of the swarm.
So where does it splash, though? So, like, this is your shot, and then it splashes outward from there?
Yeah, it hits right in the middle.
Okay. But you see what I'm saying? Like, splash damage is adjacent to regular damage, right?
Well, now it's just
Are they just saying... Read the spell?
let's see. You fling a large glob of acid that immediately detonates, spraying nearby creatures. Creatures in the area take 1d8 acid damage with a basic reflex save. On a critical failure, the creature also takes 1 persistent acid damage.
Okay,
And that's
it's
it.
all
Oh, okay.
just that.
Oh, so yeah, it's not really a target. It's just a bomb. Boof.
Yeah.
Eat it. Okay. Okay, that's fine. All right. Now, as far as area damage and vulnerabilities, they're different. You need area damage just to do damaging to us, and then some swarms, like us, take additional damage from area damage because it's under our weakness. Just to set a precedent, like not every swarm, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Unless that's something they've adopted, saying every swarm has this weakness. I don't want to state that until we're sure. But anyway, so we take 3 points. Now it says every creature in the area, right? So you're going to do 3 points to one square and then 3 points to the other square because technically the same creature in the same area. You follow me? It's a separate splash. So that's 6. We have area damage weakness 4. So it's actually, instead of 3 and 3, it's 7 and 7. And you do a total of 14 points of damage to the swarm, sir. Well done. Anyway, enough of these little buggers melt that what's left is not trouble. You know what I mean? Like the ones that are still on PAIZO, not enough are clinging to him. He can get up. And, like what's left disperses or is just crackling in mud. They recede to the back 2 squares and then lunge into the 4th and move forward. And they were like all over PAIZO. And remember how I said they were moving south? They're surging into that. And Charwin nails those 2 squares and kills them. He destroys the swarm. No, but wait. Or do they? If I had, that's 30. A bunch of the swarm stops functioning, and you think the day is won. But no, there is enough left on PAIZO, under PAIZO, with PAIZO, that it's thinner, much, much thinner. Why a quarter of its hit points, a shadow of its former self, but it's still moving. However, that hit did serious damage, sir. And everybody else helped too. And now it is PAIZO's turn. No, sorry, Charwin. You moved, you cast, you're done?
Yep, that's 3 actions.
Okay.
PAIZO.
PAIZO, you are prone.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Yeah, these damn things are all over me. I got one in my ribs. There's one between my legs. Oh, jeez. Can I get up out of them, or do they have like me grappled down, or what is it?
No. They just knock you over and tangle you up a bit. So you're considered flat-footed and prone. Anyway, you can get up without provoking because you need to sort of like get away from them for them to detach and cling to you. So you can, yeah.
Get up, and then is there a way I can cast in a 15-foot cone, haunting him at them and just scream at these guys?
Yeah, you can cast your cone down and left.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. How many of them would I hit with that cone? Would it be a...
Basically, as long as you hit anywhere in the square, the whole swarm kind of takes damage.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
With Drew's shot there, because he hit 2 squares, it did double damage.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I'm wondering if that's accurate, because the whole swarm is affected on any.
I'll look at
You know what I mean? Like, if a large creature, like an ogre, gets hit in the shoulder, and you splash across 2 of his squares, he doesn't take double damage. I might have screwed that up.
But a swarm is different because it's multiple creatures. So
Exactly. Anyway, let's go for it. And, our rules lawyers will debate. And I'm trying to be nice.
You hear me give my wild howl at these guys because they keep on getting off me. Just get off. And that's all.
Cast.
Here, let me just open up my thing. And, where's this one here? Oh, is it attack? No, it's not right.
Yeah, because this is basically our saving throw.
I think I'm targeting myself, though. No, Pile of Huesos versus Pile of Huesos. That's wrong. It should have been score contracts.
Because you healed yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The voice is in your head, dude.
Let's try that
at the
again.
end of you. 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, try a brand new. Otherwise, you're gonna damage yourself.
Let's give this another go.
Okay, so their saving throw against your spell is a 13, which is a failure.
Mm-hmm.
You do damage.
Now? 4.
Yep. Yeah, it is what it is.
Plus 4, so that's 8. Because you have the additional, because the area damage.
Yes. Yes, sir.
So was standing up one action as well, or did that count as an
Yes, standing up is an action. Casting your spell is 2.
And that's all we're going to do.
Okay, so getting back to area of effect, can he double down,
Yeah.
guys, or
Jeff, it only counts as a single target. It's not, you can't count all the squares.
I was thinking, well,
Sorry,
what screwed me up, you guys, was the splash. So I regenerate 7 points. Sorry.
But because it's a multiple creatures and DM's discretion, we can.
We can, but since we're not at the bottom of the round, I'm retconning that shit. I would do the same for you. If I blew your leg off and fucked up by the end of the round, I would attach that leg and roll over. Nice try, Speig. Since I dropped one of my best players out of the sky to help you, no. No. We reform,
I think twice now a swashbuckler has come from the sky to help out because of monogamy.
Yes.
It's such a
They really try to make their mark.
swashbuckler thing to do, though, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. We were down a player, and I actually let Pilo was busy and let him showcase his backup character in this. I forgot he was literally in the rafters because that's where we hang out. The Shadow Society of attic swashbucklers. Some could be.
It's like the Apex initiation card for every swashbuckler to play because it's all about making an entrance.
Well, the whole city state is about guns driving swashbucklers into the shadows. We are the olden days. You guys are relics. Trying to get by and living in attics and trying to be heroic without getting shot. It's a fine line. It's tragic. You guys are like the samurai after the era of guns and muskets. You know what I'm saying? It's you're a dying breed. But do you go out in a flame of glory, or do you pass quietly into that good night? Pilo, ending the round. Round 5 for us. Round 2 for certain swashbucklers. Blaster Valentine, you are up. What do you do? What do you do?
My energy beam is still fired up and ready to.
Can you honestly use that like every round? Is that like a D4 charge? I'm just curious.
It's like my heightened. It's like my haunting him, probably just a cantrip.
Yeah, it's basically a cantrip.
Okay.
And for those League of Legends fans out there, I'm totally picturing, I think his name was Victor. He has this like laser attack that.
What'd you get there, Blaster?
Rolled a 28 for a hit. Hit him with 2 damage.
Okay.
Dude, not just a hit.
No, it's our status is critical as in our hit points, Matt. That's not a critical hit.
Boo.
Yeah, I know. However, I do have a way higher chance of hitting on my second attack with my dueling pistol. even though it's piercing magic. So I'm just hoping to roll a crit. I'm going to go for the pistol shot.
Okay.
Oh,
You were robbed. That was on a 20 and then it just tilted
yeah.
to the 2. I saw
did
that.
you see that? The way the dice, like...
But that was a critical miss. Your gun fires. So let's talk about pistols, because that's a 1 and a 2, and they talk about guns jamming, and they talk about, and you never roll low, or if we have, I've forgotten. So that I don't retcon, many battles with you or the cat for jamming his gun. What happens to your weapon? It should be in the description. On a 1 or a 2. Might only be a 1.
Doesn't actually say.
Doesn't actually say? Really?
Yeah, it just talks about how it's concealable, concussive.
Reload range. Nothing about clearing the weapon. Okay, there's probably generic rules in the actual...
I think different weapons have different...
Yes, so we would have to look up firearm pistols, and since you're in the pistol category or dueling pistol category, we'd have to find that weapon and find out if it jams or blows up on a 1 or that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Could I re-roll if I use a
hero point? Yes.
Do our hero points reset?
Yeah. We reset hero points, guys. Or did we reset them last week? I don't remember.
I feel like last week we did.
Oh, you should have said that, Drew. I was about to give it to him. No hero points for you. Who used them?
Suspense.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be kind. At the very end of a 4-hour stint was last week. The very beginning of a 4-hour stint is this week. I have to say, just for flavor is one of Speigler's go-to lines, and he tries to roleplay his ass off. I will give you a combined single hero point for past exploits. But please, do not take this as a precedent that every time you do something flashy, in character, I'm going to rain down hero points upon you. Took a lot.
Understood.
Took 3 years of you trying so hard to give you this 1 point. So, re-roll if you please. As soon as you push the magic diamond. There you go. Oh, look at that. See, learned something. Can I have you guys look up jamming, loading, firearm misloading while we deal with... how'd you do?
I only got 17. Wasn't a critical fail, though.
Okay. Which brings us to your third action, which you reload. Are you going to move?
I could try the energy beam again at 0.
Yeah, before you do damage, though, we got to see if you're going to spend this action clearing your weapon. So how about we hold your third action in space for a moment?
So I've got the misfire right here.
Okay.
It basically looks like if you misfire, you can do like a misfire check, and then if you get a critical failure, there's issues there. And some abilities...
It's a flat check?
Yeah, it adds a DC 5 flat check on every shot he takes until he cleans his gun.
Yeah, some abilities will give it the misfire trait if he fails. But it doesn't look like if you just normally critically fail that it becomes misfired. I didn't see that.
So if you crit miss, then he starts doing flat checks all the time. And as long as he rolls 5 or higher, he's fine.
If he misfires. And the misfire thing...
How does
he fails that, it blows up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does a weapon misfire? Like,
how did we get to book 2 without ever looking this up? That's what I want to know. This is
lucky dice, I guess.
But
Speigler's been a beast with this character. It's all crits, man. The guy's like natural 20s all the time.
Well, you remember Atticus when he would like explode his gun or whatever? He had that explosion thing.
Yeah, that's a gunslinger thing, though, I think.
Yeah, he had to do a DC
thing,
check,
yes.
and if he failed it, it would like misfire, and he had to clean it. Otherwise, his gun could like...
Yeah, and his check was 17. It was brutal.
Yeah, and so he never did it again because he was afraid of
And
the
that's
gun
because
being
you're
destroyed.
like using weapons that you've created yourself, right? Whereas like I'm using...
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, Speig. Give me a flat check over 5.
I re-rolled with the hero point anyways, though, and I didn't get
that's right.
fail,
That's
so it doesn't even-
right. I'm sorry. That's right. So you do have an action. You want to I-beam? I'm sorry. We'll have to delve deeper into this.
Yeah, I might as well try the beam.
Let's call up Davis.
I mean, raw,
miss.
a crit miss is just a crit is just a crit miss.
Okay.
Damn it.
So you crit miss. Anyway, standard for us, standard rule on page whatever, they talk about try something new. Like it's in the rules, but it's a GM discretion. And our go-to, still the rules is raw, going with, their vagueness, is we usually cost you an action. So in the next round, as you crit miss with your eyeball, it comes out of focus. And it costs you an action next round. You're slowed 1 to fix that, and you'll get 2 next round. Which brings us to L-Manbrio.
Yes, so I got up. Now I will jump back up onto the sandbags.
Okay.
With a 15.
Okay. These things are 15 feet away. Even though your height, you're skimming 2 tops of sandbags, they are very small and below. And there's a civilian in your way, so you need to move closer to get a shot with your whip, unless you want to do something else.
So then I will jump again to the other sandbags in front of me.
Ha-ha!
Yeah. So here's my athletics for that one. Actually, you want to know what? Scrap that. Knowing that I would have to get close. Well, you know what? I might not have known because it was behind sandbags. So yeah, I'll do it. 20 to get to that one.
Okay. Yep.
And then I will again attempt to trip the swarm.
Okay.
Olay.
I'm going to put you on the one that the sandbags that fill the square, just so we're not. You
Yeah.
follow me? Like,
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Target the swarm, trip the
There we
swarm.
go. Success.
There we go.
Target falls and
25.
lands prone. Nothing actually happens because it's a swarm, but I gain panache. And
Yeah, but it doesn't say I'm immune to prone, so you could.
you
knock
are.
them
It's a
down?
swarm trait.
Is it? Because I didn't see
Yeah.
it. Are you looking at the monster guide, you bad boy? I mean, thanks for the tip, but I didn't honestly find it in my immunities.
It's just the if they're tagged with swarm, they're immune to a bunch of different things, and prone is one of them.
All right. Now, remember, we're switching to core. I'm wondering if they've modified that.
It doesn't
Fantasy Grounds just
say anything about it on articles or on Archives of Nephis, but I don't.
Right.
Maybe it's changed, but I don't think so. And
Okay, so get your panache.
Get my panache, sweep at them, and that makes it clear that I am not trying to attack them, because I'm pretty sure my first attack probably didn't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. This party's reaction to new friends is kill it with fire. So just you're warned.
Oh, don't kill me with fire. I don't like fire. Fire would be bad, but no matter. But yeah, so my whip clearly misses Pylo and sweeps through the constructs, knocking them around a little bit more, but it doesn't seem to have much of an effect. But I look super cool when I do it. And that's
your entrance was not so great, but Imagine the swashbuckler jumping from the upper level of the tavern, missing the first chandelier, falling on his face, getting up on the table, and then jumping to the next chandelier and sticking the landing. The entrance has already been done. I don't think there's any making it up. I'm sorry. I'm not saying you have to hand in your swashbuckler club card, but, Anyway, 1, 2,
sounds
3,
like a swashbuckler demerit. Yeah.
All right. If we are wrong, and I don't like being wrong, and I don't like killing people you know what I mean? I will cost them an action to get up, just in case. You know what I mean? Because if I attack Pylo twice, he's dead. And I don't want to kill a player on a rules problem. So, as an action, the confused things right themselves.
I'd be dead, or just like almost dead.
You get 5 hit points. I do 2d10 a strike. You want me to sit there and do 3 strikes on you? Even at penalties? Oh, haha, undead jokes. I'm going to start by attacking you, just for that. And then we move 5 feet and attack, swarm over our little friend here. Starting with Snapping Jaw. Can I ask you both, first PAIZO and then our second attack? Now, I knew this came up. We don't give a -5 penalty or a +5 bonus on a second attack, right? We never move the DC, because you know how like attack 1 is par, attack 2 is -5, attack 3, right? Yeah. Snapping Jaws Swarm, I'm releasing a reflex effect, and I don't think we are allowed to drop the saving throw to make it easier just because it's the second or third attack, can we?
Does it have the attack trait anywhere?
Yeah, if it's got the attack trait, then yes, you do reduce the you do apply the penalty. If it doesn't have the attack trait, then no.
Each enemy in the swarm space takes damage, basic reflex.
Does it have any trait listings for that ability?
No. Hang on, let me look it up in the actual.
If it's listed as an attack, then yes, they apply the penalty. But
okay. Well, leading with PAIZO's 22 because it's the first attack anyway. If you please. PAIZO, give us a saving throw. Reflex.
Reflex? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah, I can now.
Sorry.
I know you. Yeah, sorry.
That is a 29.
Okay. You save for half damage. So pushing my half button, it's so cool. And dropping the old 2d10 slashing on you. PAIZO takes 5 points. So I did 10, and it says it damaged you 5, and PAIZO is destroyed.
PAIZO doesn't die, though. He does levels of death still.
Right. So you are dropped to 0, but you're not dropped to... Oh, no, they don't do unconscious with you, do you?
No.
Okay. So we'll deal with you when we get to your turn.
Yeah.
But you immediately go to my initiative because the person that downs you, is it before me or after? I guess it's after me. 19. You immediately arrange to mine. That is attack number 1, or effect number 1. See, I have actions that I do on my turn. And on my action, it just says each enemy in my space takes damage. And you guys get a reflex. Like, it's kind of an attack, but I don't know if it has attack trait or... Yeah. So the only thing I can do, because I'm not attacking you, is make your saving throw easier. Like, how do you give... You know, like, we've never given bonuses. You know what I mean? Like, if you cast a spell, and then your second attack is another spell, I don't get a bonus to my save. Even if it's the same spell or same effect. So I'm wondering if it's just because it's just a spread, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's because, like, I believe the wording is if anybody who occupies the space at the end of your turn, right?
No,
or is there you move into that square?
There's a chevron. There's a chevron.
Oh, okay.
So, like, as an action, right? As an action, anybody that's in my space, which is my 10 foot, takes damage, and you get a reflex for half. That's it. And you get a crit fail. You become sickened 1. You know, and then because it's a single action, I can go to the next action, which is a single action, and choose trip and tangle, or I can just keep attacking. But is it, I'm not so sure it is. That's what might make these things, because we have huge vulnerabilities. Like, there's tons of stuff that can damage us easily. I'm just wondering
Swarms are nasty mostly because of their immunities.
Yeah. Anyway, but I'm not attacking PAIZO the second time. I'm going to move as my second action. As my final action, I'm going to attack you. And since it's your first time around,
okay,
I need a saving throw.
21.
That is a fail, sir. 22 is the bar. Yes. Did we get PAIZO's reflex? 29, right. So, for full damage, I'm going to change my... Hey, look, PAIZO. This guy's drawing aggro. Let me move you out of the way so we can target our new lunch. Hello, lunch. I guess we really don't actually eat and digest you. We just chew on you endlessly. Endless hunger. Where are we here? Takes 2d10, sir. You take 10 points.
Ow.
L-Manbrio, as these little things, 1/4 your size, tiny little things, start chewing on your bits, chopping up your wood. And that is our third action, which brings
Phrasing,
us
sir.
to... Sorry. Which brings us to PAIZO. Because you got moved to us. So, PAIZO, let's talk about your death on death. At 0 hit points, what happens to your character?
Well, nothing too much. Same as everybody else. I actually have a feat because I'm undead, and I actually can go to dying 5 rather than dying 4. So I can stay almost dead longer.
You took Die Hard?
There you go. I think it's actually part of the actual feat he gets as part of the ancestry or something, so.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
While I am
so
dead, I am
we
still
start.
not
You're dying 1.
dead.
Okay. You're dying 1. You can't take any actions. I need a save for you. Do you stabilize like everybody else? I guess you do. I need a flat check.
Oh, I guess so.
If you die like everybody else, you got to be able to stabilize like everybody else. So dying 1 is 11, right? Give me a flat check of 11.
That's 17.
Oh, you're fine. He's just playing dead. He does this all the time. He actually literally has ability where he can play dead. Okay. So now you're not going to continue to bleed out, but you're unconscious for the moment.
My bones aren't more to dust. They're just...
Yes. He doesn't disintegrate like a vamp in the sun. Charwin, these suckers have positioned your allies and a new player, and now it is most difficult for you to take a shot, but still doable.
Oh no, not PAIZO!
Did you have anywhere in mind?
Yeah, I will shoot. You know, maybe they're a little congregated near the sandbags, and I will use a different spell. I will use my classic spout spell to have some water spray up on them and hope I can tick them away without killing poor PAIZO.
Okay. What's the range and area of that?
It's just a 5-foot square or a 5-foot cube.
Okay. And is it considered a range and area attack? What's it considered?
It is a basic reflex save.
No, I mean, like, is it listed as a range attack or is it listed as an area spell? Because there's a difference to our damage.
30 feet.
Okay. Right. So you drop a spout or you erupt a spout. It doesn't do any amount of area beyond 5 feet, which means it's single target, which means, okay.
Yep. Manifest,
no extra damage for you.
Some water.
Okay. So go ahead.
Basic reflex save for success. So half damage.
Yep.
And
We're not
damage.
of it, but hey.
11, so half plus resistance. Ooh, only damage 1.
Yikes. Because the spell does bludgeoning damage?
Yep. Bludgeoning damage.
That's right. And or slashing, right? So we have a resistance 4 to bludgeoning. So your 11 becomes 5, and I have 4 resistance to bludgeoning. That's what dropped it to 1. First I save, dropping your damage. They round it down, so 11 really becomes 10. 10 and a half is 5 points. And now my resistance kicks into bludgeoning, and that's why you got ripped off, just saying. And I can tell you this openly because Speigler was warning us with his recall knowledge about what works and doesn't work. But hey,
It's true.
chip, chip, chip away, right? One single grain of rice can tip this game.
Let's
wanna
move out, and I will... Come on, guys, follow me! And I will come out 20 feet to the south of the swarm, hopefully trying to distract them a little bit and get them away from PAIZO.
Okay. Do you have performance? Anything that can, like, literally garner their attention?
That's PAIZO's job.
I know, but
Yeah, I'll try it. Why not? Not trained or anything.
what's bluff in this? Deception? Like, look at me, stamp, 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 right?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
some deception.
So he's yelling, he's stamping his feet, trying to make vibrations, right? Look at me, look at me.
I'm an old man. Kill me.
I'm gooey. I can't get away. He pulls out a walker out of nowhere. It just unfolds from a singer. His sword cane folds out into like a thin walker. How do you like that, eh? No?
Holding my back.
Vet that. That's awesome. All right. And that is the end of round 5. And the battle continues. Guys, round 6, Blaster Valentine. What are you going to do? This thing is worn and torn, but still swarming. Still a swarm. Worn,
I've
torn, swarm.
recalibrated my heat ray, my energy beam. Fire again.
It cost you an action, so now you're down to 2.
That's a hit for 25.
There you go.
Damage 2.
2 point. Yeah. Chip away.
Second attack.
Critical miss. Again. Stop sticking your finger on the lens as you recalibrate. Damn it, you've cost yourself another action into the next round. Damn thing. Well, you are an old war machine.
And it's also easy to crit miss on something that has such a high AC.
Oh, yes. Yes, we do. This is book 2. You guys are 4th level. Shit ain't easy. L-Manbrio. What do you think I brought in Matt? So you don't die.
I will acrobatically flip out of there. I'll actually give myself a little bit of distance. Where can I probably get to there? So I'll flip off of. I'll tumble through them.
Okay.
And come out kind of in between.
With our reflex, with our reflex damage resistance of 22, so that you don't take the D10, 2D10, but you would still, even with a 22, take half. You manage the maneuver. Oh, wait a minute. If you're going through us, you need to hit our reflex, right?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, you're tumbling through a reflex, which is 24. So you try, you try, but you fail. Yeah.
So I try, but I fail. No, I think I still make the movement, but it just doesn't allow me to bypass attacks of opportunity.
If you go past a square, we threaten. But if you go through the opponent, you fail.
Oh, okay.
You bounce, right? And if you critically fail, you end up prone at my feet.
Well, then I'm going to try a hero point and roll that again.
All right.
Haha. Come on, dice. Be kind.
Can you blow panache on that? Or?
No. 21.
21. Okay. Still a fail. My reflex is 14. You're looking at 24. There's so many of us. As you flip, you're stepping on them, stepping amongst them, and they grab you and pull you down.
Oh, wait.
Just like,
I may have pluses. Hold on a second. I got to check because I have panache.
Okay.
Abilities. Where's my abilities tab? There it is. Okay. Gymnast. No, that's not the one. It is the acrobat dedication, maybe. Oh, okay. No, it just has to do with terrain. So, yep, that's a bounce back too. All right, screw it. Then I will unleash my whip upon them.
Okay.
Oops. I don't know who I've targeted. Do I have the right people targeted?
If you look up the combat tractor, it actually now tells you who you've targeted, which is kind of helpful. Right now you have me and the swarm of contracts targeted.
Swarm of constructs. No, I've got Silo and a swarm of contracts.
Silo? I don't know who. It ain't me.
I love that show. Silo Jesus. It's a great show.
Sorry, my bad.
That's all right.
Okay, I think I got him. Whip with panache.
Okay. I have some good news for you.
Yeah.
Because you didn't move,
Ugh.
doesn't matter, because the square you start in and you go any direction through us, around us, as soon as you leave, it triggers our attack of opportunity, which is to cling to you and cause all kinds of shit. So there is a silver lining. Anyway, sorry. With your 11, you tried to
Silver lining is terrible because I
crit miss.
whip
Okay.
myself in the face.
So we're getting no. They actually, like, as you get through them, like try to whip them, right? A lot of them bite the whip and slow its momentum so much that you're forced to snatch it back, costing you an action at the end. Classic crit miss. So you spend your last action trying to untangle your whip from a whole bunch of little clingers.
Yep.
Damn it, get off. Yep. Which now brings me to us. Matt, were you damaged by me
In the
last
previous round, yes. Yeah,
Yes.
it was.
A creature in the trap tangle space took damage. Where are we here? Oh, during this round. Okay, you're lucky. I gotta re-up. All right. It's all right. So, as a single action, now here's the fun part. I always had to move, so I attacked somebody and then I moved, right? That was me being nice. Because as per the rules, if I moved first, as a single action, I can attack each enemy in the swarm space, which I do now. So I was trying to slow its roll for, not to be overly nice, but just reacting to all the stimuli, like the heat coming from the side. They're getting confused. That, you know what I mean? Like, there's so much going on that we're not. But now we've fought you guys for a whole 6 times 36 seconds. They're starting to recalibrate our tactics. We stay put, and as a single action, we attack both of you. Can I have a reflex save? 22 from PAIZO. Oh,
Do I still get one? Even though I'm.
Oh, yeah, nat 20.
Do I automatically fail because I'm dead?
yeah. Yeah, which means they basically, it just re-ups your dying.
And a critical success reflex means you take no damage, right?
Usually, yes.
Tra-la.
So L-Manbrio gets
Oh, no.
swarmed.
22, I think.
But, yeah, but
You take a -4 status penalty to perception and reflex saves, but you can still do it apparently
Me?
okay.
as unconscious.
So now your DC of 22 becomes 26.
Yeah.
Reflex of 26.
That is
Yeah, that's
5.
if you prod the unconscious guy
So
with a cattle prod,
close.
he'll still jump. Yep.
I'm just imagining some
What
of
is your
Pylo's
Yeah.
bones just start, like, his hand just starts, like, inching away from the thing that's trying to bite
Gotta
him.
get him out of there. Well, as we damage you, we don't really damage him. He's at wounded 1, right? And now he'll jump to dying 2, right? Because he stabilized. It removes the dying condition. Now he has a wounded 1 condition. And if we,
Does it auto crit and I get 2 hits instead, or is it still just 1?
that I'm not sure. I know if you take new damage, it just jumps. But if you're already down, yeah, you probably auto crit, which jumps you to 3. Dying 3. The swarm misses L-Manbrio, attacks you, and because you're wounded 1, and because you're unconscious and helpless, attacking a helpless creature, I need that looked up. I really don't want
It
to.
is. I looked it up. It does do 2.
Yeah.
Or by
okay.
2 if you take damage from an enemy's critical hit. But I wasn't taking.
All right.
That's what it was here. It says your dying condition increases by 1 if you take damage while dying, or by 2 if you take damage from an enemy's critical hit, or in a critical failure on your save. So now, was it a critical hit? Because I didn't.
Oh, no, you're fine. If you did a critical, if you failed critically, then that would have been 2. Okay, so
It does 1.
so yes, but because you've already been dying and come back and you've gained the wounded 1 condition, it actually, that wounded 1 tracks into dying and you become dying 2. But at least you're not dying 3. Okay, as an action, right? We attack these guys and you're down, right? You stop moving. We attack you to be sure, right? You're out cold. You're not moving. L-Manbrio is there. We start swarming towards our new friend, like the heat source, and still try to take down Manbrio. So, a new hit on Manbrio. L-Manbrio. Can I have another save?
Yes, sir.
And our
Reflex
last
save.
action is 5. Yeah.
29.
That is another crit save.
Ooh, yeah.
He's a pretty dancing little dude. If I put you on top, does that work? There you go. As opposed to having you engulfed, like, and Manbrio is gone. Whoa, I swarmed. The last mini I move gets to be on
I
top.
swarm the swarm. Skitter up on top of them.
There you go. I swarm the swarm. He's just dancing on top of their little heads. 1, 2, 3, and that is me, which brings us to PAIZO. PAIZO, can I have a flat check dying 12, please?
Oh dear. Let's see here. It's a flat check, you say?
Yes.
That is a 7.
Unfortunately, that is a fail, and you fall to dying 3. But don't worry, plenty of time. It's a very heroic game. Charwin.
Her teeth just fall out of my head.
Good thing I have dentures.
On the main page at the bottom, like of your character main page, at the bottom where it says hit points, there's a recovery check button.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet. I don't know how well that works.
Cool.
I'm going to touch it, but I'm not going to use the results. It did nothing.
Go ahead.
It did nothing.
Because it's not on your turn. Hang on. Let me make it your turn. Try again.
Nothing.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pumping it, but not doing anything. Maybe
You and your fake buttons.
Yeah, why is there a button there if it doesn't do anything?
I don't know. Charwin, what do you want to do?
Let's go with the Caustic Blast.
All right.
So I've got an area effect there. Between all of my allies, somehow I magically throw goo in between everybody.
Looking up 2 of theirs, but unfortunately it's not a double whammy.
Half damage.
Successful against you, so sorry.
2
1
for
point.
1.
Damn. But it's an area of effect, and I automatically take 4 more, so I can give you that, man. I can give you that. I dig it. And again, splashing, this thing slows. There's far fewer of them scattered, and there's a trail of dead, broken, glitching little mouse-killing bodies all the way out the room, all over PAIZO. Like, as they move on, they are leaving their dead behind, and you guys can see that this swarm is like 1/10 its original mass. It's still a swarm. They're still crawling and hopping over each other, but they're not like, 3 high and X wide. So we are starting to turn the tide, but still incredibly dangerous as PAIZO's fillings start bringing in the local radio station.
For my last action, I will pull out my Oil of Unlife Lesser.
All right. I have a little thing here, my old book, and it's every time Matt's phone went off, rub-a-dub-dub, and on next text, it's every time we catch Troy watching a baseball, football, or hockey game, and the feed comes right through. It's almost even. He's almost caught up to you, Matt. But we're confident by the end of the
It's
year.
only because I changed my ringtone.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, Drew.
He's done.
Oh, yeah, my last action was just to pull out my Oil of Unlife Lesser, preparing to help out my friend PAIZO if he doesn't wake up soon.
Oh no, I meant read it.
Oh,
Like, is it any different than a healing potion, or is there something special? I want to hear it.
sure. This thin black liquid imparts a bone-deep chill while rapidly repairing an undead creature's physical or spiritual form. When you dash Oil of the Unlife onto an undead creature or a living creature with the negative healing, the oil absorbs quickly into the body and the creature regains the listed amount of hit points. You can pour the Oil of Unlife on an incorporeal undead. In this case, the creature absorbs the oil into itself, and it gets 2d8 plus 5 hit points.
He's got like the brass thermos that's all iced up to keep it safe. Like, what's the stuff that the doctor uses to freeze like tags and stuff on you. It's
liquid night or liquid.
yeah, it's like liquid. He's got this steampunk version of liquid nitrogen. Not the actual substance, but the case that they would keep it in, and he's got the oil of one life in there because it's so frosty. Nice. Round 7. Blaster Valentine. You can't remember the last time you went 10 rounds with something, probably because of your memory problems. Always good to have a reset button. Careful what button you put on the side of your head. What do you want to do?
Move away from it further towards the loading dock.
Yep. Do you want to climb up on to get height?
Yeah, one diagonal square to the southwest or southeast.
10 feet away and some height. Okay. With said height, you can, if you are shooting, I give you a +1 to hit. You can put it in manually.
Shooting my energy beam?
Yeah.
Okay. And I shall
higher
fire.
Ground. I don't even know. I think we got so used to that. Is that actually in the new core rules?
Guess what?
What?
I just rolled a crit hit.
You know what? We cost you an action. You moved. This is your final action, and he pulls it off with an @20.
You just see like the lens on my eye, like just perfectly aligned.
He gets some height, and you actually do like a cone spread so that it hits the floor in a wider.
Oh, and I'm not just standing there. Like I jumped up onto the thing, and I'm doing like this cool like martial arts like stance as I like look at them. You know what I mean?
It's the Iron Man without the focusing lens in the palm, and he just
like my left fist is touching the ground while my left leg is extended on an angle, and my other one's on like a 90, and I'm just touching.
That's Black Widow.
Yeah, kind of like a Black Widow stance. Because I'm more of like an assassin.
He's more confused about his pronouns, but that's fine.
7 points of fire damage.
Keep reading.
And I destroy the last remaining chompers.
Would you like to just describe the kill effect?
As L-Manbrio is dancing on top of their heads, I look and I activate my beam and then quickly turn my head to the left, and my beam cuts through all the remaining ones, and then Manubrio just ends up on their charred corpses like, what just happened?
There you go, Matt. He fed you a line.
Perfect. Hut, 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 hut. And I jump back up onto the sandbag.
Ole.
Ole.
A little competition for who's the coolest in this room in the world of undead and constructs. And we will see you all next time.
Next Tuesday.
Next Wednesday. Monday. Yeah.
Hello, dead.
Happy
Halloween.
days.
Oh, man.
It could happen.